It looks like this might be the final chapter in the shutdown saga. The House on Tuesday passed a measure providing back pay to low-wage federal contractors that were barred from working during the 35-day government shutdown that began in late December. I'm thrilled the House has passed legislation that would finally provide federal contract workers the back pay, said Representative Ayanna Pressley, Democrat of Massachusetts, along with District Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton, sponsored the proposal that ended up passing as part of the large appropriation bill. Our government relies on these hard-working men and women to keep our government buildings running, and we have a moral obligation to make them whole for the pay they lost during the government shutdown. While the federal employees have always been compensated for unpaid work or for furlough time that resulted from a shutdown, contractors have previously not been included. Contractors have increasingly filled the government's need for security guards, food workers, and cleaners. And many people in these positions simply lost shifts for the 5-week span of the shutdown. Contracted janitors and security officers, as well as families, will continue to relive the trauma on a daily basis until they are compensated for 35 days of income, said Hector Figueroa, president of 32B, whatever that is, which represents over 600 of the furloughed contractors. Their shaky finances are already at a breaking point and cannot withstand yet another shutdown looming around the corner, he said. Congress has been wary of providing blanket back pay for all contractors, given that many government contractors are innumerously profitable companies and it will be difficult to ensure that the funds were paid out to the workers. It remains unclear whether the Senate will consider a version of the bill in its appropriation process, which has lagged behind the House. First of all, since when did members of Congress, by and large, care about workers? Like, weren't these the same people who passed NAFTA and allowed jobs to be shipped to Mexico and Canada in order for workers there to work the same positions for lower wages, so the cronies and douchebags at the top of the food chain could get even more money? Secondly, they're correct about another shutdown looming. We have. I don't think they've passed the spending bill in the Senate, so it's pretty accurate to say that there's a possibility of another one. And what's even more disturbing is remembering that we had literally 3 of them last year, which is the most of any year in American history, actually. A lot of people don't like to count the second one because it was only a few hours, but it is what it is. As far as the statement about the shaky finances that you're seeing from this president of this company, just the name is too weird for me to pronounce. We've talked about the fact that at least 76% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So for them to go 4 weeks without their pay and to actually have people, and this is what gets me, right? You'll see a lot of conservatives, let's just use that term loosely, Trump supporters, who they talk about these immigrants taking jobs, all this stuff that is like supposed to, when you boil it down, be positioned about caring about the common man, right? All this personal liberty stuff. But then when these workers have to go over a month without any pay, I've seen some of them on Twitter tell them to suck it up. And I was like, how the hell do you, whatever. So I'm glad they passed this. Hopefully it is able to get signed into law. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, this seems to be the last part of the aftermath for this shutdown thing, and I really hope we don't get another one, because I'm not ready to see more people screwed even further than they already are.